Judge My Accent, a place on Reddit where English learners can get their accent judged.
So who's my next victim?
I'm just kidding. I'm here to help you and judge your accent so that you can improve your accent and speak more like a native English speaker with an American accent. Let's go. All right, so rate my accent. I've saved a bunch of different rate my accents or judge my accents that I wanted to check out. I think the first one I want to do is this one. It says how to thinner ? My accent. So accents can be thick. I don't know if we could say thinner, like to thin an accent, but I would say to reduce. So for context, I am first gen ABC, which I don't know what that means actually. Born in USA, so born in the USA, have citizenship.
Got back to China after.
But I've always had this accent that I'm trying to make less thick, that I'm trying to reduce. So they're trying to reduce their foreign accent. One main reason why I still have my accent is because I used to be tongue-tied. Okay. Got it cut during my last year in high school, but it only improved my accent a bit. So this might mean that your accent is something that is a deeply ingrained habit. So let's check this out. I don't know how I feel about Bokaroo, but this is where everyone is putting their voice message on. So
this is just to demonstrate my accent. I would just be reading the first post on Reddit that I see, which is something called "Why is there such a downplaying of grammar now in language learning?" The main body of the text is this. For context, I am a native English speaker, 38 years old, and have spent the last 3 months intensely studying Russian and have gotten to A2. I'm really enjoying the process, but I have noticed something that is really strange to someone my age. A very high number of language learning methods pushed today are either ignoring grammar or trying to downplay its usefulness. Is this actually a good way to learn a language?
Okay, so I'm going to listen to this again. All right, so I listened to the voice message and I'm really going to focus on the first part. So my first impression was that it was not what I was expecting. I was expecting your R's and your L's to be mixed up or that one or the other is going to be used because that is something that I hear typically with people who speak a Chinese language as their first language. But you did really well on that. The biggest thing that stood out to me was that it kind of sounded like maybe your chin or your jaw is pushed frontwards and that the TH sound where your tongue is supposed to be between your teeth, that sounds like it's not happening. So I'm going to play the audio and I've wrote it out and we are going to look at it together. And I'm just going to focus on the first couple sentences, okay?
This is just to demonstrate my accent.
Okay. Also, something I'll mention is that you kind of sounded like you kind of sounded like some First Nations speak in Canada, which is very interesting. I don't know if you spend any time on the reservations, but it was very interesting. But as you probably heard, instead of saying this, where your tongue is between your teeth and there's vibration in your throat, I heard a d. Okay, so I heard a d when it should be a th sound. So instead of it saying this is just. So I'll let you repeat. This is just to demonstrate. This is just to demonstrate my accent. And I heard you say my accent. We're going to listen to that again. Just before we listen to it again, I will say it as I would a native speaker. So this is just to demonstrate my accent. This is just to demonstrate my accent.
I would just be reading the first post on Reddit that I see, which is...
You said I was just to be reading, it sounded like. When I think you meant I will. I will just be reading. I will just be reading the first accent, or sorry, the first message. The first message. 1 second. My apologies. I forgot to put post. So I will just be reading. I'll just be reading the, because I heard the first post that I see. It's the first post that I see. So I will just be reading the first post that I see. Let's listen to that again. And if you have anything nice and constructive to say to this person, feel free to add it in the comments. But don't be mean, be kind and helpful.
This is just to demonstrate my accents. I will just be reading the first post on Reddit that I see, which is called.
Okay. So I think that if you focused on really working on the TH sound, which I have a whole playlist with exercises, explanations on how to pronounce the TH, go watch it on my channel if you struggle with the TH. I would say that was the biggest thing that I heard. For the most part, with the R and the L, pretty good. It's something that, like I mentioned, people who speak a Chinese language struggle with. So your 4 was perfect. Part, there, language, it was great. There was, I think, 1 or 2 times that I felt like it slipped a little bit. Like your pronunciation wasn't exactly perfect. I think it's when you said called, it almost was an R, like called. And then at 37 seconds, it sounded like you meant to say really, but then you said very. So maybe that's a mistake, but we're going to listen to that as well. Where is it? 36 seconds. That's 34.
Notice something that is really strange to someone my age. I'm really enjoying the process, but I have noticed something that is really strange to someone.
Never mind. You did say really. My mistake. But yeah, I would say the TH. If you focus on that, try it out. And if you have an updated Vocaroo, let me know and I can listen to it again. Of course, if I have time, I can do that. And if I don't have any paid Patreon supporters, because I've had Patreon for many months and nobody has joined. At least the paid tiers, nobody has joined to be a financial supporter. So if I have time and I don't have supporters, I'd be curious to do another review of your accent and to see what it sounds like after you work on the TH sound. Anyways, that's it for now. Take care and bye-bye.